Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. Just a recent finds video, which is actually kind of the last part of this stack that I've shown over the past 2 or 3 recent finds videos. Just kind of breaking it down into smaller pieces. So this is kind of the last bit of that. And just like the other ones, just random genres, just all over the place, just stuff that I've picked up and stuff that I've been spinning. So let's just kind of dive right into it. The first one here, which is actually kind of a replacement album, which is a David Crosby, if I can only remember my name. Not a huge fan of his, but this album in particular, I just absolutely love. But there's just something about the mixture of kind of that 60s, 70s thing that he did, also with kind of some country elements that just come together and make this a fantastic album. So if you're not familiar with that, make sure you check that out. This is from 1971. I actually had a really nice, current reissue of it, and this was the 2010 Rhino reissue, which just kind of sounded a little bit better. I thought was better quality, so I just went ahead and kind of swapped them out and sold my other one. But yeah, great album if you're not familiar with that one. Next year, actually 3 pieces from this record store day, which is turning out to be probably the biggest record store day I've had in I don't know how many years, because I've picked up more pieces from this record store day than I've done in probably the last 2 or 3 years of record store days combined, which is kind of nice because I just hadn't been very up on record store days. But since this was still laying around, some copies were still floating out there, I decided to go ahead and pick this up, which is Stevie Nicks Belladonna from 1981. It's a 2 LP set, studio album remastered on the first LP, and then the second one is just kind of alternate takes and that type of stuff, which is cool because you hear them kind of, start off the songs and then start over. It's like you're really kind of right there in the room on some tracks when they're just kind of working through and doing different takes. The one thing that really stood out to me here is on the last song on the second LP, Sleeping Angel. That stood out a little bit because it's not necessarily my favorite song. I mean, it's a good song and all. I just remember when I was listening to it, I was working on the computer and it was spinning back there, and it just sounded so good that it made me kind of turn around and just like wow, it's just a really great pressing. So I was definitely kind of happy that, when you're listening to something as far as background music at a certain time, and when that captures your attention because of how good it sounds, that's kind of like to me kind of a testament of how good the pressing is. So really good stuff there. I do have a MoFi copy of this too, but maybe I need to kind of sit down and kind of play them back to back to see how they kind of stack up from a sound perspective. Next one here, sorry about the glare guys, Gorgira, and this is live at Brixton Academy. Another one that I didn't pick up on record store day, but a week or so later it's still floating around, and as much as I've gotten into them over the past year, I thought I'd go ahead and grab it. It's funny too because I grabbed it and I've just discovered them over the past year. I have like 4 of their studio albums and all of that, so I thought, yeah, I'll go ahead and pick this up too. And my intentions were to keep it sealed, and so I do have a hard rule where I have to listen to every song on an album before it can go into my collection and on my shelf. So even my sealed stuff, I'll go stream it or whatever to listen to it before I put it away if I decide to keep something sealed for a while. So that's what I was going to do with this. And I went and actually watched the concert footage that it was recorded from on YouTube. And after just 2 songs, I was like, there is no freaking way I'm keeping this thing sealed. Because, I mean, it is just, those guys are just beasts. I mean, just an awesome metal band. And, they very much do the rhythmic thing, which is what I tend to like most in metal, even more so than kind of speed or death or sludgy type of stuff. I like stuff that's very all 3 guitars getting on a rhythmic type of thing. A lot of slow BPM, double bass drums, that type of thing. Like, it's the very thing that kind of attracts me to Godsmack, and that's why they're my favorite band and all of that. And they just kind of do that type of stuff up and down with other things mixed in too. I mean, I really feel like if you listen to all of their stuff, it's kind of like Slayer meets Opeth meets Sepultura meets Nickelback. I mean, it's just like there's so many different things that they have going on, and just an awesome, awesome band. So there was no way I could keep that thing sealed. And then Kurt Hammock, you know, his release for Record Store Day. I've seen a ton of people talk about that, so I'm not gonna say much about it. But since there was one still kind of laying around, I decided to pick that up. A nice addition to the jazz collection, which is a Byrd in Flight by Donald Byrd. So another tone poet, beautiful pressing, sounds fantastic, and just the typical Blue Note thing, you know. Oh, this is an album by Donald Byrd. Well, yeah, but it's the same Hank Mobley, Duke Pearson, you know, Lex Humphreys, Jackie McLean. I mean, just the same all-stars doing the same amazing stuff that they did on Blue Note. And this really is just a fantastic album. I knew Byrd, but I'd never heard this particular album, so this was kind of a new discovery for me by him, and it might have moved up to one of my top 2 favorite albums by him now. Absolutely fantastic, from 1960. So awesome, awesome Tone Poet edition there. And then I have to thank Bill here in the VC who hooked me up with this here, which is Dennis Edwards, Don't Look Any Further. I think he was selling some records for a friend, if I remember correctly, and was just kind of flipping through crates of stuff, and I saw this one and shot him a quick email, and like boom, he got back to me right away and gave me a awesome price on it, shipped it right out, arrived perfect and all that good stuff. So Bill, thanks a lot, man, for doing that. But Dennis Edwards, Don't Look Any Further from 1984. Biggest hit off of here is definitely the song Don't Look Any Further, for a couple of reasons. Dennis Edwards was always a very animated type of vocal. His vocal delivery was very kind of animated, so to speak. And so one of the things that you find is that song was kind of a big hit, but he gets a lot of spoof video, or people, I get my thoughts together here. People do a lot of spoof videos imitating his actual video of that, and it's so freaking funny. So if you get a chance, just want to kind of see something a little bit hilarious, just look up his video, watch that first, and then go check out all the spoof videos that people do. It's hilarious. But it's a great song. It's kind of that early 80s stuff that was going on, as well as the song Aphrodisiac. That was the other one I remember, you know, from back in the day. But nice gold stamp promo, beautiful copy. So Bill, I appreciate you sending that over. And for those that don't know Dennis Edwards, you know, he was one of the lead singers for the Temptations. I think he took over when Ruffin got kicked out of the band, or when Ruffin left, David Ruffin left, and then Dennis came in, and just another one of those awesome, powerful voices, you know. Like the song Can't Get Next to You by the Temptations, probably one that a lot of people remember. That's him singing lead on that. So awesome legend in the R&B world. Next here, we got American Bombshell. This is No Regrets. This is actually an album I just sent VCLT to Aaron Mutha Alamere. I think he did a video of this not too long ago. But yeah, just an awesome in-your-face hard rock record, man. And everybody that knows Aaron knows that, you know, he's totally the hard rock, metal, glam metal guy. Like, you know, he knows all of that stuff. And the minute I heard this, like, it just hit me so hard. The first thing I thought was, I have to go back and get a copy for Aaron if he doesn't have it, because it's just so up his alley. But just good pure hard rock right there. So if you're not familiar with these guys, it's kind of a newer upcoming band, you know, so they're not big or anything like that. Check them out, because they definitely should be. Awesome album there. A little Harry Belafonte, Jump Calypso. This was kind of an interesting one too, because, you know, it has the song Jump in the Line, and it was only a couple of bucks, and it was in great shape. It was in an excellent condition, EX condition. So I thought, let me go ahead and grab that, because I do like some Harry Belafonte. And it was so cool, because when I started listening to it, all of a sudden I knew every single song on each side. And I was just like, what is going on? Like, I've never owned this album. And what occurred to me was, when I was a kid, my parents either owned the album or they had it dubbed on an 8-track cassette, and I think it was a recorded 8-track. And so it was one of those ones that I listened to all the time, and just going through this, it was just amazing how, again, every single song. I was like, wait, I know that. I know that. And I'm like singing and humming along to them. And it was really, really weird because I was expecting to throw in something I'd never heard before. But really, really, really fun piece. It's from 1961. So really cool stuff. I was happy that I ended up grabbing that. Fantastic album. Another one here, we have Lou Donaldson, Midnight Creeper. And this actually is my favorite Lou Donaldson album. You know, awesome, awesome sax player. And this is kind of an alternate version. I found this on CD a while ago, and I was like, oh, is that like a new album by him? I didn't. But then I was like, no, it's Midnight Creeper, and it's the same track list and everything else. So this was just, I guess, maybe a later pressing that they switched the cover around. And so I ended up finding the LP the other day for just a couple of bucks. So I went ahead and picked that up. You know, excellent condition. So, you know, plays fantastic. But it's just kind of a different pressing of my favorite album by him, which is awesome. This album sounds very much, the way I always kind of describe it is, it's something that you maybe would expect to hear in the background of an Austin Powers movie. You know, it's jazz, but there's kind of like this kind of light 60s kind of, you know, funky psychedelic type of feel that's going on in it. But awesome album, and just kind of, like I said, another version of it. So I'll tell you what, there's a number of other things to show here. I want to kind of keep this a little bit shorter, so we'll go ahead and stop here for this recent finds. As always, VC, let me know what you think. Appreciate you guys watching, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.